Hello, I'm Lanlard and I'm really excited to be part of this collaboration between KitchenAid UK and baconmad.com. Make it together. And of course, that fantastic competition where you can win KitchenAid mixer, like this beautiful beauty here. For me, baking is all about sharing the making and of course sharing the final product. And it always brings me back memories of my grandmother, who was super class in the kitchen, and I learned so much from her and putting my appetite and love for baking. So I'm today going to share with you my delicious recipe of sticky pecan cinnamon roll. Absolutely delicious, very easy to do, perfect for breakfast, brunch, or even turn them into a delicious dessert when served with some vanilla ice cream. So let's crack on with our recipes. There's 3 steps. First, making the dough for our cinnamon roll, then making the filling, and then making the topping for it. So it takes a little bit of time, but just relax and enjoy the process. So step number 1, here in my bowl, I sift together some plain flour and some wholemeal flour. I'm using a strong flour, so like bread flour. That's really important here. You need to be full of gluten. I'm going to add to it some dry yeast, this 7 grams of dry yeast that goes on the side here. And on the opposite side, in the bowl, because I don't want them to touch each other, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. I'm starting to get addicted to this pink Himalayan salt. Apparently it's better for you, it's good for you, and I love the color. It matches the KitchenAid mixer. So that goes on the side here. Just make sure they don't touch each other's. And then I'm going to add to this some lukewarm milk. So I just warm it up a little bit. That goes on the side here. I got some light muscovado sugar as well, so that's 50 grams. And I'm going to break 2 eggs. One goes in, and the other one goes in. I'm going to start the mixer on slow speed for a couple of minutes till all the ingredients are mixed nicely together and I start to get a little bit of a dough. See, the dough now is really smooth. I got this ball of dough is attached to the hook to stop sticking to the ball. That means it's perfectly kneaded and it's ready for the addition of the butter. So we're going to do that on slow speed, and I'm just going to add the unsalted butter. That's what's going to make it super nice. It's almost like a kind of brioche. So all my lovely butter is now incorporated. The dough is nice and glossy, even shinier than before because of that unsalted butter. Time to give it a first proof. So I'm just going to turn it into a mixing bowl, cover it with some cling film, and we're going to leave it to rise for an hour and a half till it almost double in volume. The filling for our lovely roll. So here I've got some soft unsalted butter. I'm going to add to it some dark muscovado sugar, absolutely delicious and unrefined. So that goes inside like this. I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and then I'm going to start to mix. So I'm mixing those together till I got a lovely spreadable mixture, and I'm going to add to it this absolutely delicious nectar. This is organic dark maple syrup. The darkness just bringing extra vavavoom. So it goes in, absolutely delicious. And I'm just going to combine this into the rest of my flavored butter. And I'm going to keep that aside till our dough is ready. So now for our lovely sticky caramel sauce. So in the saucepan here, I'm going to add some unsalted butter. I'm going to add to it some more dark maple syrup, a good teaspoon of cinnamon, And then some dark muscovado sugar. I'm going to combine that together, and on the stove I'm just going to gently melt them away till the sugar is completely disappeared and I got a lovely smooth caramel. Don't overcook it, you don't need to, because we are going to bake half of it with the cinnamon roll into the oven. So time to put together our lovely rolls. So I rolled my pastry, it was well risen, nice and thin, probably 2 millimeters. And now I'm gonna cover it with my lovely maple and cinnamon butter all over, like this. Nice and even. Smell amazing. Perfect. And then I'm gonna sprinkle over it half of my chopped pecans. Okay, and I'm gonna roll this in my dish here. I'm gonna put half of my caramel syrup, spread it all over the base. And some big fat balls like this, and just place them into my dish. So I'm going to cover them with cling film and give them another hour of proving. Then they're going to go into the oven, preheated at 180, and they should be baked after 30 to 35 minutes till golden and well risen, ready to receive the rest of the syrup when they're still nice and hot, and the final sprinkle of the rest of the pecan nut.